Hello friends and welcome to our next video. Now in this video we will write a bit advanced trigger. Okay, what we will do, let's say we have a requirement that if we go to a lead, okay, let's say I go to this lead file is cotton, and here you have logger call, mail merge, new task, new event. Okay, so let's say we want to count the number of events done on any lead. Okay, and let's say I will go to lead and create a field. Okay, and I will update that field, customize, and can we see lead here? Yeah, lead here, and new field. Okay, so we'll create a numeric field here, number. Okay, and we know that field length could be maximum 18. So number of events, and click next. We'll leave the remaining field as it is, visible to all. We just keep default settings, not to worry about anything, and save. Okay. So once the record gets saved, I will refresh the lead page and let's see if we can see the field there. Okay. Number of locations. Yeah, here we have number of events field. Okay. And again, I will go to setup. I need the API name as well. So what we need to do, we need to count event and update this field. If an event gets deleted, the count should decrease. If an event gets created, the count should increase. Okay. So for that we need to write trigger on event because event is our event. Okay, the DML operation is being performed on event. So if I go to customize activities and if I go to event fields here, okay, so these are the fields here, and you see what, and we have who. So there are two fields on event and task by name who ID and what ID. Who ID is lookup to contact and lead. Who means the person, the individual. It could be a contact or a lead. What means contract, order, account, opportunity, all those things. Okay. So this who ID field, lookup field, we will use to map that event to that particular lead. Okay. So now what we will do, go to event triggers here, and also we will go to lead fields and capture the name of the number of events. So I will go here, let's say trigger, name of the trigger is count events. Okay, on event. So after insert means when an event is created. Okay, after delete, if an event is deleted, so the count should decrease. If an event gets undeleted, the count should increase back after undelete. And what else? So creating a record or deleting a record. Updating will not make any sense because when the record was inserted at that time, or the count would have got increased. So if you are updating it, changing, making any changes, that should not affect our count because that count is already there. Okay. Now we will create, let's say we create a set of IDs to store lead IDs, and then we will create a list of leads to for our bulkification of code. Okay. So let's say I create set of ID. Okay, set actually holds unique record. We have three different types of collection in Salesforce: list, set, and map. So the set will hold unique records. So that's why I've created set of IDs. List could have duplicate records. List is a ordered duplicate containing collection, but set is an unordered unique records containing collection. Okay, let's say lead ID equals to new set of IDs. Okay, then list of lead. So it's lead to update equals to new list of lead. Okay, so we have created a set of ID to hold the lead IDs, and we have created a list. So this list we will use for bulkifying our code. Now it is insert or delete. Okay, so first we will go for insert thing or undelete thing. So in that case, we will have trigger dot new. If you will go to delete thing, it will be trigger dot old. Okay. So if trigger dot is insert, if it's trigger dot is insert, because the trigger is firing on insert and delete both. So let's bifurcate delete and insert into two different, because in delete we do not have trigger dot new, we have trigger dot old. We are deleting the records which already exist, so they're old records. Okay, so you need to understand that, and slowly by experience you will get to know all those things. Okay, and trigger dot is undelete. So for event e, iterate on trigger dot new. Okay, so trigger dot new. Now if I go to lead field, lead record, any lead record, so you will see every lead record will start with 00q, and who id could be either contact or lead both. So we need to bifurcate, since the who id for lead. Okay, because who id can refer to contact as well, so it is both. Okay, so for that what we can do, if string dot value of, so e dot who id, okay, dot starts with 00q. You see, so if the string dot value of e dot who id, trigger dot new is a list, so e dot who id, if its value starts with 00q, then this means it's a lead, otherwise it's a contact. So now a set will come in picture here, lead id dot add. These things will make sense as we progress with the trigger. These things will make sense to you. Dot who id. Okay, so what we have done here, we have checked if the trigger is firing on insert, so we have trigger dot new list. If it starts with 00q, so then add that id to our lead id. So we got the lead for this event. Now okay, lead ids. Okay, so I will get this from here till here. Let me first get rid of some space. Okay, and now I will copy this, and now we will go for delete. Okay, it was insert or undelete, and now if we will go to delete, in delete case what will happen, because trigger dot new will change to trigger dot, and it's very important, otherwise it's very important, otherwise it will give you null pointer exception. Okay, if you don't do this. So for event dot trigger dot old, because in case of delete you do not have anything trigger dot new, because you're deleting old records. So it's just that we need to change the trigger dot new to trigger dot old. So now what we have done, so any event which was being inserted or deleted, we have captured its lead id. Now what we can do for good practice, we can check if lead id dot size is greater than 0. Okay, this means an event was inserted for a lead. So if it is not, if it is not 0, if it is greater than 0, so now means the event was inserted. Now we need to update the field of lead. So now lead l comma, sorry, colon, we will query the field number of meeting, and we will query the field from events as well. Okay, so select l dot id, okay, lead l, and then this colon, select l dot id comma, which field we need to update, l dot number of meetings. So I need the API name for that, number of events, sorry, it's not meeting, I have created it by name, number of event, l dot number of events, and select id from events. Okay, so events. Now if I go to customize, go to activities, and event field is here. So if I go to who ID, where it is who, what, and who name. Okay, so you see child relationship name, it is events, events. So this child relationship name is because we are performing an inner query from lead, we are traversing down to events. So okay, so select ID from events. So whenever you want to do a inner query, you need to go to that lookup field, click on that, and there you will get child relationship name events. Okay, the normal field name is who ID, but the child name is events, so we will use that here. Okay, select ID from events and from lead. So select l.id, l.number of events from lead. Okay, where now we do not want to query all the leads. We need only want to query the IDs which are in this set. See, now this set will help us to keep our code minimum. We don't need to query the complete Salesforce org. There could be 10,000, 20,000 leads. We only need to query those leads which are at particular being in context for which the event is being recorded, for which the event is being inserted. Okay, so that's why this set was useful. We added the ID in set, and now we can add that set here in our query to minimize our query to get the number of records back. Okay, now what we will do, we have queried the field l.number of events. Okay, now we will make use of our list to bulkify our code. Leads dot update. We will not update each and every lead one by one. We will add all the leads to our list and then we will update. Okay. Dot add new lead id equals to l dot id comma, and the other field name is number of events. The number of events will be our size of the list of event because number of events. Okay, so l dot events dot size. So what we have done here, lead L, we have queried ID from events. So the number, the count of event, that many ID we will get here. So L dot events dot size will be actually will be the count of number of events which will be there on, and whether it is being deleted or inserted, that we have already taken care here. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. And we need to close our bracket here. How many bracket we need to close? One more, one more. Okay, here it is. Now we will come out of for loop, update dot add will come here. So instead of inserting each and every lead updating, we will add all the leads to a list at line 8 column 55. E dot who id dot starts with 00 q. Can you see any mistake here? Okay, okay, it's a if statement. I'm sorry, we don't need a command. It actually should have like this. Since it was single statement, so bracket was not required, but that's okay. Okay, save. Now then get file L. For that the error is from l.id l.number of event from lead L. Okay, sorry. So it should be L here. Okay, done. Now this trigger is written on lead. Let's go and test. Let me create a new event here. Click save. Okay. Subject call email, let's say meeting. Save. You see, number of events count got increased by 1. Again go to new event, meeting, or any other thing, anything you want. Call, let's say, save, change the date, whatever as per your requirement. Say count change to 2. If I delete one, it should go back to 1. See, it has gone back to 1. Number of events is 1. So our trigger is working fine. Okay. So in this way you can, and similarly if you want to count tasks, so instead of event you can have this on task. Because if you go to customize, even on task we have the same fields. Who and what. And if I go to lookup field, instead of the child relationship name events, it will change to tasks. That's all. That's the only difference we have. So you can count task also, you can count event also. Okay. So I think that was all for this video. Hopefully you like this trigger video. Till then, meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.